Next adventure on a lawnmower, we stood it up on its end here, and I kind of got it leaning against my toolbox. Probably not the safest thing, but makes everything easy to access. It's kind of what those pads are for in the back. The problem with this lawnmower is that it's missing one of its supporting poles on this side, so I had to kind of arch it. But what we went ahead and did was we lubed all of our grease points here. I mean, it ain't really a zert fitting, but we just took lithium grease and just hit all of our steering. I probably need to throw some right there. We're just trying to make this kind of as good as possible. I mean, you'd be surprised what a little bit of WD-40 PB Blaster will go. But the next issue we had was a bolt was missing. My dad said he knew it, and he was right. The problem is, I should have just went in and got 2 bolts from the machine shop. So this one fits fine. Experienced people, they already knew. I told them I had a bolt missing. I had an old snapper. I didn't even have to tell him. Well, he verified that was the tires I had, but he knew what I was supposed to have. And same thing for the bolt. Like I said, should have grabbed 2. I'm gonna see if I got a matching bolt in my junk drawers, I guess you say, my bolt bin. But if not, I'm just gonna go ahead and flip this one over. Have to use the impact. It's all chewed up, as you can tell. And go ahead and complete this task, and then we'll be on to this tire. And then really, other than wiring, which we won't need to do to start it and test it, that should be it. So let me see if I can't find another bolt, tighten this down. I should have got a blade too, but we won't worry about that today either. And keep moving forward. So I decided to do it. It needs to be replaced, but why not just throw a little edge on here? One thing I do know I did in the past, I beveled this side or sharpened this side and that side. So really should be one edge. So I'm just going to run it down here to it kind of forms somewhat of a point. You don't want it too blunt, because the first time you hit a stick or a rock, it's just going to roll the whole end. So we're looking for kind of a blunt, sharp edge. The other thing is we should be balancing it. We're not going to do that. I ain't worrying about it. I'll buy a new blade if I really wanted to do that. But I am going to throw a little edge on it and call it a day. So nothing serious, a lot of sparks though. I just kind of was just trying to go for the bevel spot. I was trying to keep the hot spots out of it, kind of like that, and not make it like knife edge, but just put something on it. This side came out really good. I kind of more massaged it, but definitely got some point on the bottom still. But I ain't going to spend that much time. I don't really mind buying a new blade, but it'll definitely probably look really good for a little while. But yeah, so that's a little bit of sharpening the blade, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on. All right, so we put some anti-seize, or I use this ARP fastener lube. I use this kind of anti-seize. It's really just like grease that can be squeezed into very we call it tight spots, I guess you can say. Found some washers. I didn't like how the bolts kind of sat in there, but we snugged those down. We got lock washers. We got everything's real good. We put the Milwaukee on 3 on the 3/8. So that's good and tight. A lot of ugga duggas. So we're good with the blade now. It's sharpened. We got new bolts. We got tubes. And now let's move on to this wheel. It is flat, and this side already has a tube in it. So I'm really curious if this side, I'll find out here in a second. But you know what, we do it on camera. Nope, still got our normal valve stem. So we're gonna put a tube, and this thing will have a tube in all 4 tires. And the good part is it hasn't been flat yet. So we ain't gonna have as much trash in it like we did there, but the bead ain't broke. So we're going to have to go get the de-beater out in the backyard under the pole barn. But yeah, let's knock this off, break the bead, and throw a tube in it.